I think that to be recognized by the Urban Land Institute with a Lifetime Achievement Award is an honor unto itself. To be recognized by a group of your peers in a large environment, in Miami, in South Florida, and being heralded as the penultimate developer, as having created a vision and have seen that vision through to fruition. And Ricardo and Luis deserve that honor for what they've brought to downtown Miami.
MDM has transformed Miami and its skyline because, quite frankly, they took some open lots and they have actually created something that will be here for a very long time.
If you go out on Biscayne Bay, you can look from Dayland to downtown and you can see the impact that they've had.
It's about urban transformation. And when you look at how much they've had on impact on Dayland, and then when they came to Brickell, and now in CBD, and what they're doing with us at Miami World Center, these guys define urban redevelopment and transformation.
I mean, in a sense, you think about what they've done. A city that's just offices and commercial space, it doesn't work terribly well. When you bring people downtown, and you bring their living quarters downtown, and they can make a home downtown, and you bring Whole Foods, and you bring restaurants, and you bring movie theaters, and you bring the kind of experience where you can walk 2 or 3 blocks from your house and enjoy the urban experience. It's transformative, and that's what they've done, and that's what they're continuing to do.
They started out down with a hotel in Dayland, and they helped to create what is today downtown Dayland, a very vibrant community.
And then when you saw what happened with Brickell, when they created the first ground-up JW Marriott Brickell in the country, and now there's many all over the world. And then lastly, with their billion-dollar project with Met Square, where we're sitting today, they created a new brand, the JW Marriott Marquis, which the second one opened in Dubai. They opened their Whole Foods. I mean, these are guys that think out of the box, they think differently.
So Ricardo and Luis had a vision. It was modeled after some great cities around the world where so many of these entities are brought together into one project. And with great architecture and great planning and great development, they're able to bake it all together into this project that we see as Met Miami now.
Met was a game changer in downtown Miami, and their new hotel is beyond game changing. City of Miami has been trying to do a convention center facility for some time, and they haven't been able to pull it off. Luis and Ricardo come in, and they're doing it privately.
The future of MDM in Miami is what's even more exciting right now, because just the development of a new convention center and that type of a huge hotel facility is so critical for the future development and for the strength of Miami.
The best is yet to come. What they're proposing to do in Miami over the next 5 years, they're going to pull it off. And when they pull it off, it is going to be transformative for this community.
I've known Ricardo and Luis for over 20 years now, I think. Ricardo has a very wry, very dry sense of humor, but he actually is funny. So behind all of that exterior, there's actually a very funny guy. And spending some time with him, you actually get to see that sometimes. Not all the time, just sometimes.
Luis says if you put Luis and Ricardo together, you have one funny guy. Okay, so there's one. Luis is the most decent guy in the world, but Luis is not funny. Ricardo is funny. Okay, so when you bring to the table Ricardo, it's hard for me to laugh at anything Luis does because Luis takes everything so seriously every single day. Ricardo pretends to take things seriously.
They have amazing chemistry. If I could explain it, I would. I'd probably try to replicate it and find a partner like that myself, because it's like Mutt and Jeff, and they're great to do business with, and great friends, and fantastic people.
They forge great partnerships with people. Whenever they tell you that they're going to do something, you can count on it. It is going to happen. They always deliver on their promises.
I think what makes Luis and Ricardo being able to work together is respect. So they respect one another and they complement one another. That's what great partnerships are built upon.
And what Ricardo and Luis do better than perhaps any other person I've ever worked for is they give you confidence to make decisions. They give you the freedom to be creative, and they give you the respect to honor the decisions that you've made.
And most people don't even know they're here. I mean, their footprint is giant, but their presence is felt, but people don't know them or what they've accomplished because they've been so modest about what they've done all these years.
Honestly, I don't like to stand out from the crowd. That's the real truth. I just wake up in the morning, go to work, do what I need to do, try to be successful and do it the best possible way I can, and that's it.
The secret to my success is there is no secret. You just have to like what you do, and you surround yourself with good people and have fun. That's the only secret.
We don't like the spotlight. We don't like too much to be interviewed or anything. We rather have people judge us from what we do.
Luis Pulenta and myself, we grew up together.
We know each other since we were 5 years old.
So, he's like a brother to me. I was raised by his family.
So you can imagine that we know each other very, very well. If I have to describe a strategy, I would say that we always try to buy lands or property at times where nobody wanted to buy.
We look for areas that have a lot of potential that for some reason, economic or social reasons, they have been dormant for many, many years, in some cases for decades. But we think that it has a potential that if we do a good job, it will have an impact in the overall community.
We did it in Dayland at the time we bought those properties. We did it in the JW Brickell at the time we developed that property.
Well, obviously Brickell Avenue in the mid-80s to early 90s went through a period like Miami as a whole of recession and decay. So Brickell didn't see a hotel built there for almost 2 decades. So we thought that it was time to try a new venture, a new hotel in the area. And actually the JW was the first hotel in 20 years.
And the same thing happened here in downtown Miami. I mean, as I told you before, this property was for more than 80 years just empty.
Metropolitan Miami, or Med Miami, has been a tremendous responsibility because this area is the real center of Miami, where Miami actually starts. The first hotel in Miami by Henry Flagg, the Royal Palm, was built where you actually are today. So, when we were able, by tremendous luck, to acquire all this land surrounding us, we knew we have a responsibility to build something that was going to represent well Miami.
So we tried to be a little bit ahead of the curve and grab the opportunity. It takes a little bit of view, courage, and risk. You have to do it with hard work and just hope that you were right when you did the decision to develop.
Our first acquisition was the Dayland Marriott, and I remember like yesterday, we went to see Mr. Marriott, and in order to acquire the hotel, you have to actually, get permission from Marriott in order to manage it. And our goal was to manage it, but we didn't have any experience. So I think I asked him, if he would give me an opportunity, I would do the best I could. I told him that I was going to be there every day. And for some reason, either he didn't understand what I was saying or he was too nice. And so he gave us an opportunity, and the rest is history.
Vision is a rare thing in business and in life. Ricardo is one of the few visionaries that I have ever met. He is one of the hotel industry's finest owners, developers, and managers. I'm so very proud of our friendship. Congratulations, Ricardo, and the entire MDM team.
Ricardo and Luis, my sincerest congratulations in this very well-deserved honor.
And I hope they're willing to give a very public speech, because these guys are often the quiet guys that don't choose to talk about how wonderful the things they're doing for this community are, but we are lucky to have them.
I find myself in an unusual position talking about Ricardo and Luis, where they're going to be honored for something that they have done. They've deserved these kinds of honors for a very, very long period of time.
You are both two of the most incredible pioneers that I've ever had the opportunity to work with.
And I want to just take a moment and congratulate both of them for this recognition, which I think is extremely well deserved.
Sit back and enjoy it. You deserve it.